tonight I'm going to be talking about Grace Randolph once again, because she has said something that is quite possibly dumber than the whole Doctor Strange Inception fake controversy bullshit. I am not even kidding. Now, this is going to be different than a lot of the more recent episodes of Not So Hollywood Cinema. This is going to be completely unscripted. I'm going to go completely off the cuff and give my thoughts on this entire nonsensical situation. I want to preface this by saying I do not hate Grace, I do not hate Beyond the Trailer. Don't get me wrong, I hate the type of shit that she's doing, and how she's completely misleading people, but I don't hate her as a person, so don't use this as an excuse to go and witch hunt her and attack her and all that other bullshit. You can disagree, certainly, but just don't be an asshole about it, okay? That's not what this video is about. So, prefacing all of that, let's get right into it. Listen to me rant for however long I can keep my mouth open about why Cruz Ramirez is not a Mary Sue. Now, in order for me to do this, I have to spoil the ending of Cars 3. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want it to be spoiled for you, just skip ahead to this part right here. Right here, you'll see it in the annotations. Just skip ahead to this part. If you have seen the movie or you just really don't care about spoilers, then here we go. So basically, Cars 3 is about Lightning McQueen trying to get back to where he once was. He's finding out that he's old. He's not as popular as he used to be. He's not the racing champion as he used to be. So Cruz trains him. She makes it her mission. She even calls Lightning her senior project, right? And so she's training him and training him and training him. And over the course of the movie, and as you get to know more about Cruz, you realize that she wanted to become a racer, and she keeps saying that she's a trainer, not a racer. She keeps saying this over and over again because she doesn't believe she's confident enough to become a racer. She doesn't think that she has what it takes to compete with the big boys, so to speak. Right? So she keeps telling herself that. But as the movie goes along, as she trains with Lightning more and more and more, and she picks up more skills and all that other stuff, she slowly begins to realize that she can be a racer, that she can do what she originally set out to do. Now, when Lightning competes in the first race of the season, the Florida 500, about halfway through the race, he realizes that he cannot beat Storm, at all. He realizes this. But then he realizes that Cruz can. So he basically, quits the race halfway through and puts Cruz in his place. And he coaches Cruz, and she goes through the pack relatively quickly or whatever. And then, she's right up against Jackson Storm, right? And Jackson Storm pretty much slams her against the wall and tries to take her out. And, through Lightning's teaching and coaching, she realizes that she can be a racer, and that what she was meant to do was not be a trainer, but to be a racer. So she gets in Jackson Storm's head and all that other stuff. So through all of that, she realizes that she can be a racer, and she does the flip maneuver, which is what Doc Hudson did, which, by the way, is the most badass moment of the entire movie. It's excellent. Does the flip maneuver, overtakes Jackson Storm, and wins the race. So through that, Lightning gets what he wants, which is to be a racer, which is to race once again. And Cruz gets what she wants, which is to be a racer, which is something she's wanted to do for her entire life, but never believed she had the courage to actually do. How in the flying fuck does that classify as anything under the Mary Sue archetype? Please, Grace, explain this to me. Because I don't know if we watched the same movie, but what you're selling and presenting, what you try to tell people, is not indicative of what I personally saw. Now, why does she think Cruz Ramirez is a Mary Sue? Her whole excuse for Cruz being a Mary Sue is the fact that she wins the first race of the season, the Florida 500. That's it. That's literally it. It is... I want to laugh at how stupid it is. I really do. But I just do not have the energy to laugh. I really don't. That's how angry, I guess you could say, this whole situation makes me. I can't even laugh. I just can't. This thing is so stupid that I want my head to explode like the movie Scanners, and I'm not even kidding. There's just one little problem with her entire argument, It's complete bullshit. It's not true at all. She is not a Mary Sue. And I'll explain why she isn't. Okay, if you don't know what a Mary Sue is a female character that is practically perfect in every way, does not fail, completely outclasses everyone she comes into contact with. Nobody and nothing can come along that can challenge her. It's basically, if you like, implant a god mode or an infinite ammo cheat in a video game, a Mary Sue is the female equivalent of that. That's pretty much what that is. Nothing that Cruz does really embodies the Mary Sue thing. She struggles quite a bit in this movie. At first, she is not a racer at all. She cannot turn, she cannot drift, she's really hesitant about going fast. She doesn't really understand anything about racing or the basic concepts of racing at all. Like, I mean, she even falls through the beach. There's even a joke about it saying the beach ate me. And by the way, she almost gets completely totaled at the Demolition Derby by Miss Fritter, and she struggles through most of that as well because she cannot grasp the basic concept of racing. It's only through her training with Lightning, and that's really why I think I like the movie so much. They twist it. At first it's Cruz teaching Lightning, but really as the movie goes along, it's ultimately Lightning's the one that's ultimately teaching Cruz. And through, her training with Lightning, she starts to pick up the basic concept of racing, and she starts to become, well, a racer. Which is why she's able to win the Florida 500, basically. That's not a Mary Sue at all. I don't know what the fuck you were trying to tell people by saying that she's a Mary Sue. By the way, she really isn't. Like, God damn it. And don't think I didn't notice you trying to change the definition of Mary Sue to fit your own narrative. That's exactly what you were trying to do. Like, come on. Like I said, a Mary Sue is someone that's perfect in every way. Just because she wins one race does not make her a Mary Sue. That's fucking retarded. That's dumb. That's dumb. That does not make her a Mary Sue at all, nor does that fit the definition of Mary Sue. Basically, she's a Mary Sue because she wins the race and does something. Yeah, that totally makes her a Mary Sue. Look, these kind of people just annoy the shit out of me. Because these kind of people constantly bitch and moan about how there are not enough female characters. We need more diversity and inclusion. We're tired of everything being a sausage fest. There are too many white males, goddammit. But when a female character actually comes along, they find a reason to bitch about that. These people are never satisfied with anything, Grace included. But that's another topic for another day. Look, if you don't like Cruz as a character, if you think she's a Mary Sue, that's fine. That's your opinion. But the very fact that you would have the fucking audacity to lie, to mislead thousands of people to think that Cruz, this character, is a Mary Sue when she actually isn't, and anyone that's actually seen the movie can back me up on this, is just ridiculous. It's disgraceful. And it's just so slimy and deceptive. It's just mind-boggling. And ironically, the people that actually believe this, they haven't even seen the fucking movie. Most of them haven't seen it. And you know this, Grace. That's what's so slimy and deceptive about it all. You know that your audience will eat up anything that you say. You know that they hold your opinion in high regard. And as such, they won't even bother to double check if what you're saying is actually true or not. So you just go off saying a bunch of bullshit that's not even true. And for what? To stir up some fake controversy to bring more attention to yourself? Is that what this is all about? Really? Is that what this is all about? Fuck. I mean, I am just so close to calling it. Fuck it. You know what? I'm not even gonna pussyfoot around this. I'm just gonna come right out and say, this is fake news. And that's not a term that I throw around lightly. And the reason I say that this is fake news is because she is going around blatantly saying something that is not true in an attempt to mislead people into thinking that is true, even though it actually isn't. It's deceptive, it's misleading, and it's overall downright dishonest. And it shows a complete lack of respect for your audience. It honestly destroys your credibility, makes you look like a joke, and it makes you look like somebody that should not be taken seriously at all. And I don't take you seriously. If anything, I think you're fucking laughable. To be honest with you, I do. I think you're goddamn laughable. This channel has gone from respectable to walkout-worthy in the span of 2 years. And it's sad because this is a channel that used to be good. Used to be very good. And now it's gotten to the point where I don't even think this is about movies anymore. It hasn't been for a while. It just feels like a soapbox, a haven for Grace to push her personal agenda down everybody's throat. She's not really interested in making good content anymore. She's more interested in pushing this nonsensical sensationalism and deliberately riling people up for clickbait, and that's it. Speaking of which, I said in my last video on her that I believe she's a contrarian purely to drive views, and it's a statement that I still stand behind. There are times that I literally swear she is trying so hard to be the female Armand White, being a contrarian for the sake of a contrarian, just for clickbait, just for YouTube views. Look, I know I'm gonna sound like a Pixar fanboy by saying this, but I don't care. I have to say it. Look, if you think that Pixar is emotionally manipulative, if you truly think that, then that's your opinion. That's fine. Granted, I think it's an utterly stupid and moronic one, but it's still an opinion. My problem is that you're going around lying and misleading people, making them think that this character, that Cruz Ramirez, is a Mary Sue, when that's not even the case at all. And it shows that you don't even know what that even means to begin with, considering you're just throwing it around willy-nilly. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think your thoughts and opinions are fake. I truly believe that's what you legitimately think, but I think it's somewhat exaggerated and sensationalized. To me, this partly feels like an attempt to deliberately bait Pixar fans into getting angry, going to your comment section, and, writing, "I disagree." But this is a smart tactic. And even though I really do not agree with the shit that Grace is doing, and I think it's misleading and just icky, you have to give her some credit in the fact that she knows how to draw people in. She knows what people want to watch. She knows what will draw in an audience. And that is unpopular opinions. Like, if you say anything bad about Pixar, people are just going to flock to it. People are going to flock to it and get angry, and more comments means more engagement, means more views, means more money. So it's smart. I don't agree with it at all, but it's smart. So if that's what you were really trying to do, then hey, congratulations, it's worked. It's worked. You got me angry, and I'm a Pixar fan, so it worked. Good job. Good job. But like I was saying about the emotional manipulation, if you truly believe that, then that's fine. But the fact that you would have the fucking audacity to chastise Pixar for being emotionally manipulative, when you yourself have done more shit that could be considered emotionally manipulative, then that is where I draw the line. That is where I have the problem, because you come off as a hypocrite. You have done more stuff that can actually be considered emotionally manipulative than Pixar could even hope to achieve. But how is Grace emotionally manipulative, you ask? Well, let me count the ways. Who can forget the whole BVS debacle where you publicly lambasted and shamed anyone that didn't like the film, accusing us of being paid shills? And I'm not just talking about critics, I'm talking about anyone that didn't like the film, general audiences, as shills. Right? Let's not forget the fact that you tried to blame Rotten Tomatoes for the poor reception of BVS, accusing them of being biased, even though it's a review aggregator, not a review site. And let's not forget how the fact... Sorry, I'm so angry I'm fucking up the words. Let's not forget how you tried to attack film critics, John Campea, Christian Harloff, and Andy Sigmore, for merely disagreeing with you. And then when people called you out on your bullshit, you tried to play the victim and act and pretend like you didn't do anything wrong. Of course, let's not forget the fact that you tried to basically say that Kathleen Kennedy is a male-hating feminist, while taking her comments completely out of context. And also, let's not forget how you tried to essentially say, you pretty much said, that, oh, she was racially insensitive and against people of color because she didn't thank the filmmakers of Hidden Figures because that film beat out Rogue One during its 4th week at the box office. And no, I did not make that up, she actually said this. This is proof that God is dead, but I'm gonna keep going. Let's not forget how you desperately tried to get a PG-13 cut of Deadpool to be released in theaters because a little boy who I think was 8, I think his name was Matthew, desperately wanted to see the film, and you tried to get everybody in the online film community to facilitate such a thing. Let's not forget your numerous Marvel vs. DC videos. Or the fact that you said that Avengers Age of Ultron was a failure at the box office, despite the fact it made $191 million in its opening weekend and went on to gross $1.4 billion worldwide. And of course, let's not forget the whole Rey is a Mary Sue argument and how you tried to perpetuate that. And those are just some of the more egregious examples that I've picked out. If you look hard enough, if you search hard enough, you could probably find 1,000 more examples of Grace doing this exact same thing. Look, if you're going to accuse a company of being emotionally manipulative, at least be consistent. Don't get on your fucking high horse and get on Pixar's case for being emotionally manipulative when you yourself are emotionally manipulative. Because you come off as a hypocrite, and even you have to realize how hypocritical that is, right? Do you even watch your own videos? Do you even look at yourself in the mirror? If you did, you would realize that what you're doing is hypocritical. I know I've said the word hypocritical quite a lot in those last few sentences, but that's just because this whole situation is hypocritical. Drink to that one. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's, you know what, I mean, this is just sad. It really is sad. I know I've been quite harsh in this video, and the reason I am is because I take audience integrity very seriously. This is a channel that used to be great, that used to be really good, but now it's just become, I'm sorry, a complete dumpster fire. It's become unwatchable. Like, really unwatchable. Grace has changed and evolved, which is what you need to do in order to survive on YouTube. But the content has not gotten any better. If anything, it's gotten progressively worse. It's become more clickbaity and sensationalized. Grace is not interested in making good content, as I said before. It's all about the clickbait. It's all about what's going to get me the most views. It's not about what's the best content. What's a good video? What will make a good video? What will satisfy my audience? She's not interested in that. Just the clickbait. And the very fact that you would have the audacity to lie and mislead people for clickbait and just be completely okay with it is downright shameful. And it's disgraceful. It's utterly disgraceful. Because what you proclaimed is not the case at all. And the fact that you would say that Cruz is a Mary Sue, despite everything that I've said in this video proving to be the contrary to that, how do you even live with yourself? And that's a legitimate question. How do you honestly live with yourself? I'm telling you right now, forget Jake Paul, forget DSP, forget Mr. Enter, forget Zarna Joshi. Grace Randolph, with all the stupid shit she's been saying and doing over the past few years, is making a great case for becoming the internet's next great lolcow. She has done an enormously good job at destroying her own credibility within the online film community. Nobody takes her seriously anymore. She's become a joke. She stinks, and I'm sorry I'm being so harsh about this, but I gotta be honest. She just stinks. She's a dumpster fire. She's the movie version of ESPN. It's not about movies anymore. It's about an agenda. It's about politics, about diversity and feminism and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, that has its place within the right context. But this isn't it. People come to hear about movies. They don't come to hear about this shit. And the fact that you keep doubling down and inserting into your content is utterly annoying. Why should I, as a content creator, as a subscriber, as a person, take anything you say seriously ever again, or trust anything you say ever again? Because I certainly don't trust it, and I certainly don't take you seriously. You're a joke. You're a fucking embarrassment. I'm sorry. You are. You make all of us, as film fans, as people that just love movies, look bad. Look bad because you spread this blatant misinformation and you mislead people, and there are going to be people that see this and think that's how all movie channels on YouTube conduct themselves. They think that's how everyone on YouTube conducts themselves, when that is not the case at all. And for that is shameful. Look, I'll be honest with you, I barely even watch her content. Her content has just become so bad, so unwatchable, that I don't even watch it that much anymore. The only thing that I watch from Beyond the Trailer is her movie math box office videos, to be honest with you. If it weren't for that, I would have unsubscribed from Grace's channel a long time ago. Because there really isn't anything that's really worth watching. The things that she's said and done have done more and more to just drive me away. And that's a shame, because I used to love Grace. She's a smart woman. She's not completely inept. She's capable of making good content. But she keeps insisting towards banging her head against the wall and spreading misinformation and creating fake controversy and clickbait and all this fucking bullshit that is just... It's like a car crash. It's a train wreck that you can't look away from. And that is Grace's channel nowadays. And I, as a content creator, feel the need to call this out. Because it's deliberately misleading, it's deceptive, and it's wrong. It's not right, and more people should call out this bullshit. Because it isn't right. Look, if you like Grace, that's fine. That's perfectly okay. But I don't think anyone will really get mad at me for saying that she is nowhere near as good as she used to be, and that this channel has become a dumpster fire. I don't think anyone will disagree with me in saying that, because that's what's happened here. Look, if you want to go around deliberately spreading misinformation and lying to people and clickbaiting, that's your prerogative. You have the right to do that. In turn, I have the right to call you out and say that it's complete bullshit. And I feel like more people need to do that. Because if we don't, then this is just going to continue to go on, and more people are going to get misled. And it's truly sad to see somebody that I respected and admired go down this path. Look, I've been rambling on for the last 23 minutes, so I'm just going to end it here. This is ThatKidDouglas, aka the Unhero, signing out. Deuces, stay frosty and keep it weird. Until next time, always remember to stay frosty and keep it weird.